Good morning. Today's topic, electrolysis. Before discussing about electrolysis, you want to learn certain terms that related to electrolysis. Electrode. What is an electrode? It is a rod of metal or graphite through which an electric current passes through. Electrolyte, it is an ionic compound, molten or dissolved in solution that conducts electricity. Substances that conduct electricity in molten or aqueous state are said to be electrolyte. Anode, it is a positive electrode. Anion, negatively charged ions that are attracted towards the positive electrodes. Cathode is a negative electrode. Cation, positively charged ion that are attracted towards negative electrode. So, anode, positive electrode, anion, negatively charged ion. Don't make confused. Anode, positive electrode, anion, negatively charged ion. Cathode, negative electrode, cation, positively charged ion. What is electrolysis? When electricity passes through a molten ionic compound, it's separated into its component. That process is called electrolysis. In an ionic compound, whether it is in molten state or in aqueous state, if you pass the electric current, then it will be separated into its corresponding components. For example, sodium chloride is an ionic compound. Molten sodium chloride. If you pass electricity, the molten sodium chloride split into sodium ion and chloride ion, because sodium chloride is composed of sodium and chloride ions, Na plus and Cl minus. This Na plus and Cl minus will be separated by passing the electric current, and that process is called electrolysis. In an ionic compound, if it is in solid state, they do not conduct electricity. So, you can't say ionic compounds are electrolytes. No, you can't say. Whether it is in molten state or aqueous state only, it is an electrolyte. Because when it is in solid state, the ions, positive and negative ions, are arranged in a crystal lattice, a regular manner. There is a firm arrangement you can notice. Because of that strong arrangement, there is no free ions present. There is no vacant. There is a crystal lattice. The regular arrangement of ions in a solid, that is called a lattice. So, there is no free ions, so they do not conduct electricity. But when it is in molten state or in aqueous, there is free ions are there. That means there is solution. In a solution or in the molten state, the ions are separate and there is a free ions are there. Presence of these free ions, they conduct electricity. Presence of these free ions, they conduct electricity. Now look at this case. Molten and dissolved state. Normally ionic compound in solid state, they do not conduct electricity at all, because there is no free ions. The ions are firmly arranged in a regular crystal lattice. When it is in melt, the ions are there. There is free ions are there in the molten form. Because of the presence of these free ions, they conduct electricity. And when it is dissolved in water or when it is dissolved in any solvent, then there is free ions are there. Presence of that free ions, they conduct electricity. Now, the basic setup of an electrolytic cell, I already mentioned there is electrolyte need, electrodes need and external circuit need. Look at this picture. Cathode, negatively charged negatively charged electrode. Anode, positively charged electrode. Electrolyte is the medium. This is the regular normal setup arrangement of an electrolysis cell or electrolytic cell. Now, to wind up, we can use one mnemonic to understand this basic concept of electrolysis. Look at this mnemonic. Use the word panic. Panic, that mnemonic you can use to learn positive anode, negative is cathode. Panic, positive anode, negative is cathode. Cations are attracted to the cathode and anions are attracted to the anode. Normally, electrons flow from the alphabetical order. This is another technique to learn. Anode to cathode, always C comes after A. So that means A, B, C. So electrons flow from anode to cathode. When you are drawing the electrolytic cell structure, keep in your mind that the flow of electrons from anode to cathode, that alphabetical order, just keep in your mind. So what we learned today? Electrode, anode, cathode, anion, cation, and electrolysis. That's all about today's session.